So you are this close to giving up on your stainless steel pan? You tried many things, including the Leidenfrost effect. You know, the water droplet trick everyone talks about online, including me. And yet, your pan is still too hot. It starts smoking when you add oil, your food burns and sticks, and after fighting with the smoke detector, you are standing there thinking, why is it so hard? I just want to eat, I'm hungry. I have been there. But don't worry, I have an alternative solution for you. But first, let me explain why the water droplet trick might be failing you. Leidenfrost can be tricky. I currently don't cook or eat meat. I usually use my pan for stews, steaming vegetables, and yes, occasionally cooking crepes and omelets. But for delicate foods like this, the Leidenfrost method can actually make things harder. I started struggling with this method when attempting to make quinoa crepes. But here's what makes it challenging. The Leidenfrost effect starts within a temperature range, approximately 185 degrees to 225 degrees Celsius. The problem is that the droplets don't stop floating after 225 degrees. So you might see the droplets beating and think, perfect, it's ready. But the pan could already be too hot for your delicate foods. For example, eggs cook better around 160 to 190 degrees Celsius. So below the upper temperature range where the effect starts. So unless you are testing constantly or know how to cool down the pan perfectly, it's very easy to use an overheated pan without realizing it. And if on top of that you are using an oil with a low smoke point, like extra virgin olive oil or butter, the oil can start breaking down, smoking and burning almost immediately. The alternative method, step-by-step omelette. So this method works reliably for me. It's simple, it's intuitive, and less stressful. Basically, take your pan and say,
hey, listen to me. I don't have your time and I'm not your friend. You either start behaving properly right now or I replace you with a cast iron. Understood?
Okay.
I'm so unserious. Okay. Here's the real method, but stay until the end because I will also share extra tips from experienced stainless steel users in our lovely community that you will want to know. Start with a cold pan. Cold pan, cold oil. Yes, I know, many people will not like to hear that. But yeah, this is what worked for me. For an omelette, I pour about 1 tablespoon of olive oil, which has a smoke point of about 221 degrees Celsius, which is enough for that method. Step 2. Heat to 2/3 of your maximum heat. I learned this from French YouTube channels. They kept saying to not go above 2/3 of your max heat. And I personally prefer that guideline. It feels more precise, and that's basically the equivalent of the lower end of medium high. For example, my stove goes up to 9, 2/3 is 6, so I don't go above 6. Let the oil heat gradually with the pan and watch the oil. Of course, with time, you will not need to stare at the pan like that. I'm speeding up the video here, but please notice that after a few minutes, the oil thins out and spreads on its own. Step 3. Watch for signs. Option 1. You will notice that the oil starts shimmering. This means that it moves on the pan almost as water when the pan is tilted. It also creates a slight sheen on the surface. When this happens and you use extra virgin olive oil, it also indicates that it is soon about to reach its smoking point. Option 2. Alternatively, if you are struggling with spotting the shimmering, you can also drop a small piece of onion into the hot oil, and if it sizzles and stays light and doesn't turn very dark brown immediately, well, the pan is then ready. Step 4. Lower the heat and coat the pan. Now you can reduce the heat to half of your max heat. That's then a 4.5 for me. Coat the pan evenly, remove excess if needed. Step 5. Add the eggs. And now you can do your magic. For eggs, it really behaves like non-stick. That being said, some foods may stick at first, like crepes. That's normal. Patience pays off. They will release naturally when ready to flip. Don't force it. And voila, nice omelette and your pan stays kind of spotless. Isn't it easier? Extra tips. As promised, I collected many tips from my last video, shared by very kind people with more experience, and I'm so grateful for their help. I was able to summarize them into 6 main tips that are worth knowing. your pan can make a huge difference. Fully clad pans are great for even heating. The metal layer runs throughout the pan, not just on the bottom. They are usually 5-ply, meaning 5 layers of metal, which makes the pan thicker, heavier, and excellent at spreading and holding heat, which also makes them more expensive. My pan isn't fully clad, but it's an 1810 stainless steel, 18% chromium, 10% nickel, which makes it durable, rust resistant, and long lasting. It has a disc bottom base and still heats well for everyday cooking. Both types are high quality and just distribute heat differently. 2 solid options are different price points. Buy a thermometer. An infrared thermometer removes the guessing game. If you're still struggling with temperature management, you might consider buying one. They are relatively cheap. Accept some sticking. May I repeat this one? Some food will stick initially. Patience is key. Use room temperature food. Cold food can shock the pan and increase sticking, so take your ingredients out of the fridge early enough to let them cook closer to room temperature. Choose the right oil. When your pan is very hot, which shouldn't happen with this technique, but just in case, using a high smoke point oil is key. It helps prevent food from sticking and stops the oil from burning or smoking. Plant-based options include avocado oil, coconut oil, grapeseed oil. For non-plant-based options, give ghee or tallow a try. Carbon steel and cast iron pans. I really want this stainless steel pan work for you. So the idea is not to spend more money on something else, but just wanted to mention that these are excellent alternatives and many people find them easier to use. I am personally interested in cast iron, which is a great choice if you want to increase your iron intake while cooking. Do you have any additional tips to share? Please drop them in the comments. You don't have to give up on your stainless steel pan. Maybe you just need a different approach. Worth mentioning that every stove and pan is different. It may take several tries to understand yours. If you succeed, please share with us what you managed to cook. As always, constructive feedback is welcome, and if this helped you, share it with someone who's about to throw their pan away. See you in the next one. Bye!